Our next presenter works in the theater, but she's also a talented artist. Her artwork can be seen in the multimedia exhibit Inside Out, which has been featured at the Baptist Hospitals and the Jacksonville Main Library. Her name is Heather Sampson, and she is ready to get her brave on.
Lies and negative thoughts scratch at me from the inside out. Why do I feel so bad if there's so much good in my life? If I am so loved, why do I feel so alone and unloved? If I am a testament to Christ resurrected, why do I feel dead inside? If I am the light of the world, why is darkness all I see? Why trust good when it will go away again? Why be around people if I'm only going to hurt them? Without the good and the people, I am left to my depressed thoughts. They express themselves as verbal attacks on any unfortunate loved ones in range and myself. You're so stupid. Why can't you just stop? Stop, stop. Why can't I control it? I hate myself. I'm so broken, useless, worthless, failure. I'm so tired. This is all there ever is. Depression does not care if it's not all there is, or about faith and loved ones. It's a fog that hides and distorts. It hinders rational thinking and emotional control. And I have struggled with this monster, well, I can't remember not struggling with depression, dark times, destructive mood swings, and changes in sleep, appetite, or interest. It also manifests itself as suicidal ideation, which I started struggling with when I was in elementary school. My mind took stories like Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid, where the mermaid, rejected and unable to take her prince's life to regain her tail, chooses to take her own life instead, and viewed suicide as a way to solve my problems. As a teen, suicide was a fantasy of escaping the hurt and darkness. As I matured, I was better able to recognize that it is a symptom of my depression, start rejecting it, and struggle with it less. But old habits die hard. When I could no longer see or feel anything but the hurt and darkness, the weight of life would be more than I could bear. And having my whole life ahead of me was torture. Depression felt so out of my control. The more I tried, the worse it got. In the midst of struggling with feeling broken and betrayed by my body, my mind, my emotions, myself, and even at times my God, I have also had to deal with my own sense of shame in being a Christian who has not wanted to go on, where my depression feels bigger than my God, and where people have given me messages that suggest I do not have enough faith. While they mean well, the insensitivity and lack of understanding is condemning. My battle is hard enough. If I'm not careful, instead of the upswings being moments in which I am free to enjoy the sunshine, there's moments spent waiting for the other shoe to drop. At the root of it all is my heart's cry to be healed and to struggle no more. I asked myself what it really means to be healed, not what my expectations are. What does recovery look like? When I had knee surgery, healing and recovery was painful and long-term. And to this day, I still struggle with certain knee pains and weaknesses. And that's when the light began to dawn. It is not the absence of struggle. For years, I bought into this lie that healing and recovery in my mental health meant a destination that I could arrive at and inhabit. The truth is, it is a process, sometimes a lifelong one. It's a road to travel, and one that I have been traveling for longer than I had realized. With the fogginess of depression, I have a hard time seeing the ground I cover on the road of healing, or that I'm even on it. Sometimes it takes years to further the journey. I've been on 4 antidepressants off and on over 10 years. The first 3 were ultimately experiences that left me wanting little to do with medications that had felt horrible as they took effect or left me down all the time. I wanted things to change, but I hadn't been on any antidepressants since 2012. And was functional enough, or so I thought. And I did not want to deal with more of what I had previously experienced. I didn't view medication as a help, and I wanted to be able to do it without it. And that was my mindset for 4 years. Over the last year of that time period, there were 5 people in my life that generated conversation about mental health, taking antidepressants, and encouraging me towards it without pushing. Between that and looking at the toll my depression was taking on my fiance and our relationship, and realizing I could not ask him to do for himself what I wasn't willing to do for myself, I reached a point where I could start accepting that I needed help and could shift from wanting to doing. In August 2016, I started with a new doctor and a new prescription, both recommended by one of those 5 friends. The medication settled into my system with little side effect, and even that eventually abated. Above all, it helped. It decreases the frequency, duration, and severity of my mood swings. It places more control in my hands and increases time between downswings. But it is only one step of many on my road of recovery. Healing and recovery is a process where I learn more of what my depression looks like and how to cope with it. It's finding balance in being social, staying busy, being creative, and allowing myself to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's sharing my journey with you. As I prepared for this, I learned more about my mental health and where I'm at. I'm realizing that I'm in a better place than I thought, and I better understand that it's not just wanting a change, but choosing that change, which is also a process. It is learning my feelings are not always right. It's not doing it on my own, nor is it lack of faith. It's growing weary in the midst of this life, which Jesus experienced too. And it's accepting that my body needs help to function more normally, and there is no shame in that. My story is no longer about being mentally ill. It's about letting the light shine in and embracing the journey of becoming mentally healthy. Some days, I still want to give up again, but I'm still here and I'm still going. So can you. Be brave with me and let the light in. Thank you.